All right, guys, Copper Cutlass here, and I'm out here. It's Wednesday. I needed a break. I've been kind of burning the candle at both ends the last couple days between working on my house project and work and doing stuff, and I needed like an easy day. Yes, working on my car is kind of, I consider that like a no-stress situation because I know exactly what I'm going to do. I work on cars for a living, so working on this isn't like a stress factor whatsoever. We pretty much got 2 weeks to get what we need done, and it's really not a lot, but I came out here to get the bumper ready. So I'll show you guys that in a little bit. Really cool little process I got going on. I'm sure I'm not unique, but you can see I got parts here. I picked up my polycarbonate for the Lexan quarter windows. But good thing I took the radiator off. Check that out. The foam supports that I had used caved, and they were starting to dig into the radiator. So we're going to go ahead and JB weld the bottom corners on both sides. That side's not as bad, but this side's the worst. And then what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to buy a small piece of aluminum angle and just rivet it onto the bottom of the radiator for supports to raise it off of the core support, and actually go ahead and use nut inserts to screw it into the core support. That way I don't have to worry about isolation or anything on that end. And since I'm going to use one like bolt on each corner, it should still flex and give way to any vibrations or anything, because you also got to worry about your tanks splitting due to vibrations and stuff. So that radiator has been in there for a while, so it's been doing good. So yeah, Friday, the goal is to come out here and finish this up Friday night. It's a nice, easy task, a little tedious, but I got some grinding to do, smooth out the edges, just clean it up, clean this up. This looks kind of boring in here, so I got to clean that up. And I might make an aluminum tray to go up top just for the street to cover it, or just to keep on, because a thin aluminum sheet won't weigh much. So I might get an overlay of aluminum at least for this area here. It seems kind of ridiculous, but it would look cool, and I'm going to miss having my tool tray. So just down the road. For now, not worried about it. So as you can see, I'm waxing this. Life kind of comes full circle a little bit sometimes, right? So I remember being a kid, growing up, we weren't like the richest kids in the neighborhood, but some of the kids whose parents had a little bit more money, they had these cheap little plastic snowboards the sled hill we went to wasn't very big, but we were like, oh man, that's so cool. And Dad wouldn't buy me one. So what I ended up doing was I took a bunch of cardboard, I duct taped it, and then I duct taped in the front like two little pieces of 2x4 that we had in the garage onto it for to keep my feet placed, because theirs had the little straps. I just needed to keep my feet in place and not slide off of it. But what I found out is it wouldn't slide in the snow. So what did I do? So I sprayed oil on the bottom of the little snowboard that I made, and it slid. So then my mom said, why don't you use wax and then melt it? Well, later on in life, I found out that's what skiers and snowboarders do. So that's what I got going on here. I've already melted a lot of the wax, and you can see it melted really good. I got my handy dandy snap-on heat gun that I actually use at work. You can see it's melting. It changes color when it melts. It goes clear. And it smells great too. This is the kind of wax that your wife would use in the house in those little wax melting pots that heat up. My wife has those. My mom does too, actually. But you can see that it melts. It's nice. It's shiny. The fiberglass isn't going to stick to it, and that's the thing. We have to pop our bumper off of this. This is our mold. Since it's a bumper, and the bumpers are wider than the car, as you can see here, and in the back of the Cutlass, in the back of this car, if it sticks out, collectively it's going to stick out 1/4 of an inch. That's an 1/8 on each side. I'm not going to worry. Again, this is for me, if there was ever a moment where I deserved the YouTube certified badge, this is fucking it. I have never done this before. Now, I did make this piece here for the Bonneville. Let's see if I can turn my flash on. There we go. You guys can see, just to give it some shape so it wouldn't just be a flat piece of sheet metal. And that turned out really good. This is a first for me, and what a lot of guys would normally do is they'd take the bumper, they'd clean it, they'd put carnauba wax all over it. There's mold release wax that you can use. But ultimately, I did some reading, especially for like, I think there's like jewelry makers who use fiberglass and stuff like that. And one of the articles that I read, they're like, as long as it's wax, as long as the cloth or anything doesn't stick to it, then you're good. So this was my idea to definitely not make it stick and not wreck the bumper. So once our mold pops off, we can remove the tape, the wax is off, and we're done. Plus, it smells really good in here. This is, I love the smell of like cinnamon. This is cinnamon. So, well, I ran out. I think I got another bar of cinnamon somewhere. So this is actually like, at the Farm and Fleet, I bought, that's grapefruit and sage. This is cinnamon, guys. We're having craft talk here. So, this was like $1.99. And so heat gun, wax, and then hopefully tomorrow I'll do my first layer. I'm going to take this by the shop and do the first layer over there because I'm kind of running out of room here. I asked my boss and he was cool with it. So I'm going to take this by the shop, do one layer, and then hopefully throughout the week do a couple more layers, and then hopefully next weekend I could smooth it out and paint it, get some primer on it at least. But most importantly, next week is going to be like a bust-ass week. So really, I'm hoping to get most of the work done Saturday anyway. This weekend coming up, Sunday, I'm going over by JJ's. We got a project going on. And so really, as long as my bulk work is done, radiator's back in, my grills are back in, all that would be left would be my bumper to finish it, sand it. I'm going to probably have to do filler work to smooth it out. And that's really it. So, guys, I'm going to let you go instead of boring you. That's pretty much it. This is what I got going on tonight. This is all I'm going to do. Nice little easy task. And then tomorrow I'm going to fiberglass it. I'll follow it up once we get some coats on it. We'll see how that goes. It could be success or either failure, but I'm attempting it. Never done this before. So either watch me fail or watch me get away with being cheap because I waited too long to order a fiberglass bumper. This is the main reason why I'm doing it. They're 10 weeks out right now from most suppliers. So really, got to do what I got to do. So guys, let you go. Share, like, subscribe. Bye.